Hey everyone, this is Danny fRoD Montaner, and you're here for another EG Pro Tips series brought to you by MSI Notebook. Today I'm going to go ahead and show you how to opt the B bomb site on Inferno. I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the many different ways that you can play this bomb site, but the main thing that I want to do is explain to you when it is effective to push up and also when to play aggressive or passive. And as well, I'm going to show you some specific angles, but for the most part, I'm going to be teaching you at least the philosophy behind playing this certain position rather than specific angles that you can hold. Obviously, specific angles is a great thing that you can do and have, but you got to be able to feel what's going on the outside bomb site and know the difference between when to push up and when to play defensive, because being an opper is extremely crucial in these certain moments and these certain bomb sites, because they're the smaller of the two bomb sites basically, and that would be B. And right now I'm going to go ahead and take you in game with my G series MSI notebook and go ahead and show you some of the things that you can do. One of the first things that you want to do is, if you have a spawn such as this, it's very easy for you to push up. So pushing up is one of the main things that I want to explain to you, but obviously you have to have the good spawn to do that. If you have a bad spawn, you definitely should not be pushing up, because you're going to allow the terrorists to get in good positions before you can even get out there. But the main thing I like to do is you can either throw one or you can throw basically either or of these two flashbangs that I'm going to show you. One will be this one over the wall, and the other will be off this flat wall. The reason why you want to do that is because one blows up in the air, so if someone's rushing you, they'll get stuck in this corner, or you can see them running to this corner. And then the other flashbang that blows off this wall is more of a pop flash. Most of the hang time that the flashbang has is getting towards this wall and bouncing off of it. So from here to here is, basically like 1 second. They don't really have much time to turn around, so this will allow you to get into your pushed up position basically while staying alive. And you can also do something like this and make sure that no one's hiding in that corner. But once you throw those flashbangs and push up, the best thing that you can do is cut off this angle right here. The reason why you want to do this is because a lot of teams don't expect players to be pushed up with an op out here. Obviously it's a common spot, but sometimes teams don't expect you to be doing that if you're more of an A opper. If you're an A opper, they're not going to expect you to be B with an op on headbox, because of the fact that normally you don't play here, which is basically what I do. I play A, and when I play B, it throws teams off guard because I normally don't play there that often. But I do have to learn how to play it because of the fact that when the strategy or the setup calls for it, I have to be as effective as possible. And a little trick that I like to do is, if you feel like there's an opper against you, you can go ahead and aim through this pole. This pole basically this wall cuts off before the pole. So the pole is basically just an object in the map that is basically not necessarily see-through, but if a terrorist pops up on the other side of this, you will see their name pop up in the middle of the screen. Once you do that, you can either align the angle and let them walk into it, or you can just take a shot through the pole. This pole does not absorb any damage, so any body shot will kill them through the pole. And right now, that's basically how to push up. But the next topic that I want to go over is how to be aggressive or passive when you're dealing with this situation. And if you have a bad spawn, you can't really push up, so it forces you to play passive at the beginning of the round. But if you can wait here for like 10-15 seconds and cut off certain spots like this slowly, you can have your teammate throw a few flashes over the wall, and you can throw the flashbang off this wall, and you can take this again in the beginning or in the middle of the round. Being able to push up at the beginning of the round is effective, so you can stop the rush. But being able to play passive, then flash over, and then take the banana is more effective, because you allow the T's to come in positions like this where they may not expect you to be walking out soon or flashing over soon, especially with an op. So if you can get that guy blind with your flashbangs and your teammates' flashbangs, you can go ahead and peek and kill and get any free kills from people that are blind, but also you can take your common position, which is the head box. This will allow you to get into really, really good positions that are very strong, and you want to try and hide in certain angles like that. And lastly, what I want to go ahead and show you are specific spots that you can hold. Obviously, when you're playing aggressive and passive, there's only a couple angles that you can hold. One will be here, and one would be at the head box. And the specific way of holding it would be whether to be aiming in the middle, hoping that someone jumps out, or being aimed here if you think they have an opper to see if he's posted up. Because when you're T, you can do the exact same thing to that person. You know, if you're in this angle, you can double zoom through this pole, and if their name pops up, all you have to do is shoot because of the fact that this pole doesn't absorb damage and you're shooting basically in a clear angle, not through a box. So that's why it's effective to be scoped in that certain position sometimes. But now, if you're being forced to play passive and you need to come up with more angles, one of the things that you can do is you can hide behind the bomb site box. This is a very good angle because a lot of times when people throw flashbangs into B, they throw them over that wall, so you should not be getting blind from them too much. You should only get blind from the flashbangs that are thrown over that lip or that are thrown towards CT spawn, which can blind you from the side. Then obviously you can hold something like this, take one shot and fall back and maybe hide, throw some flashbangs and whatnot. But this is a very good angle that I know that a lot of players like to play with an op. Another good angle to hold is this one. Obviously this can be bad because you can be exposed from this lip, and if they throw even one flashbang, whether it be a good one or a bad one, you're going to be fully blind because you're completely exposed to it. But also this is effective because you can catch people that are trying to walk up and creep into the bomb site. If they know that there's an opper in this bomb site and you're not holding the more common spots, they're going to try and walk in and basically explode closer than they normally would if you had a rifle. If you have a rifle, sometimes teams like to throw smokes and explode from here. But if you have an op and you're not holding an angle like this, they can creep up to these type of angles and then throw flashbangs and then jump into the bomb site. You want to avoid those situations because once that happens, you're going to basically be caught and you're going to die really fast in the bomb site. So playing a position like this is really effective because, even if they throw a flashbang, you can take a shot while you're blind and run away. And obviously, the main thing that I've been preaching in these videos is staying alive and being effective later in the round. That's exactly what you want to do. And those are little situations that you want to work on because staying alive will allow you to essentially maybe come back call and cut off the back right boxes. This will allow your teammates for a much easier retake on the bomb site, and also the fact that you stayed alive allows you to cut off many angles in the map that normally you wouldn't be able to, or normally an opper or a rifler would not be able to do that. But right now, this has been basically a breakdown of how to op B on Inferno and how to take many different angles and positions and whatnot. This has been an EG Pro Tips series brought to you by MSI. For more information about their laptops, you can check them out at msimobile.com. And for more information on Team EG, you can check us out at www.myeg.net.